Rated M, because we motherfucking grown. Episode 1. Oh my gosh. First of all, I felt like I was saying that so retarded. Let me do it again. Rated M, because we motherfucking grown. Episode 1. I am super excited. It's your girl Tierra Laray. And I'm super excited because this is my first episode of my podcast. I've been wanting to do a podcast for the longest, and finally doing this shit. It's like about goddamn time. I've been talking about it, and I feel like now is the time to do it for sure. I can't wait no more. I cannot wait anymore. I do want to eventually have a co-host on the podcast because it's boring as fuck trying to talk by yourself. Like, I need interaction. I need to be like having a back and forth with somebody. So of course I'll have guests on here, but I do eventually want to have my co-host. Right now it's just me, so that's all good. And besides juggling, selling my house, relocating, doing my son's hair today, which is always a battle because that boy is so tender-headed. Oh my gosh, it's crazy. Like, I don't remember being tender-headed as a kid. Like, I got my hair done. It didn't hurt me. It doesn't hurt to get my hair done. But my child, sheesh, I'll be just rubbing the moisturizer in his hair. He's like, ow, 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 ow. Like I'm killing him or something. I'll be like, boy. And then I always be telling him, like, listen, if you don't want to get your hair done, then you're going to have to just cut your hair. And he'd be like, no, don't cut my beautiful hair. Don't cut my beautiful hair. I'll be like, boy, okay, well, then you're going to have to get your hair done. Like, stop all this crying. I'm just rubbing it. But I mean, I've been around people who, you know, when they get their hair done, they cry like that. I'm just like, ooh, why is it so painful? I put the conditioner in there so it's not as tangled, but I don't know. I guess everybody's different. But yeah, so just juggling all of that. You know, today I finally made it out the trenches to record episode 1. We here, man, we here. And so a little about me. As y'all can tell, I am a mother. I am 34 years old, Pisces, and I'm just out here just trying to get this adulting shit together. I'm trying to get this adulting shit together, man. Like, trying to raise my son, trying to get these businesses popping, scaling these businesses, getting them going, you know, get into as many bags as I can, for real, because I'm trying to live that soft life, man, you know. I'm trying to live that luxurious life. Ain't no trying. I will be doing that. So let me stop saying trying. I will be. So podcast is definitely something that I'm passionate about, and I'm just happy to be here. I'm just happy to be here, sitting here. I'm sitting here. I got my candles lit right now, and I'm just in a room. It's quiet. It's like it's almost 1 a.m. and I'm in mountain time right now, and it's just quiet, peaceful, and I'm recording this podcast because I wanted to do it all throughout the day. I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it, but it just was so much stuff going on. But this is something that I am definitely taking seriously, so I'm up recording this shit. I need to be watching the latest episode of House of Dragon and will once I get done recording this. But I was like, let me get my shit out, because I created the Instagram page for the podcast, so make sure y'all follow that. It's rated M _ cause we MF grown on IG. So make sure y'all follow the page. And right now, I don't have a YouTube channel for the podcast yet. It's coming. I do want this podcast to be visual as well as audio, but right now the first couple episodes you will get will be audio. I'm working on the aesthetics for the audio. For the visual. Working on those aesthetics. So stay tuned. So you'll be seeing me soon. You'll be able to hear me. You'll be able to watch whatever your preference is. Really, really soon. So just tap in with me.
And it deserves better than that. It's low vibration.
I did a little deep diving. Not really deep diving, but I Googled. I didn't do no deep dive. I Googled a little bit and I was like, what the fuck? This is for real. So, a New York Congress congressional candidate, Mike Itkes, releases a sex tape to push a sex positive platform. So, this man is running for Congress in New York, and it don't look like Buddy really had a chance to win this anyway. But this shit right here just gonna really do it for him. if you thought you was gonna win, yeah. But yeah, so he claims to have put out the sex tape to push a sex positive platform. He titled this shit Bucket List Bonanza. So it's about a 13-minute video, and it's him and a porn star. And this shit is a campaign video, bruh. Like, this be the shit that I be like, that like you cannot make this shit up. Like, this shit be beyond me. But yeah, so somebody in the comments said, it's not prostitution if it's recorded. Wow. I don't know about y'all, but sometimes I really just be feeling like once 2020 hits, I don't know, we just tapped into like the Twilight Zone or something. Like, shit just started just going. Like, what? Is this a fucking... I be feeling like, what's that movie called? The Truman Show. Like, I mean, like, what the fuck is going on? Shit is crazy. Yeah, that's wild. But in other news, some more low vibrational shit. JT of the City Girls had to clap back on someone who tweeted, JT letting Carisha pass her in likability and star quality is crazy. And her response was, every single time, y'all not tired? And it's always black girls doing this too. I would hate to be your friend thinking life a race. Sad. And that shit, like, is so relatable and, like, low vibrational. Like, I've come across girls who, they compete with their friends, and that shit is wild to me. I don't understand why females are like that. Why are you competing with your friends? And, I respect JT for, just saying what she said. Like, I hate to be y'all friends. Like, y'all thinking life a race. Like, yeah, I need to be surrounded by like-minded people who are lifting me up, and I'm lifting them up. We motivate each other. Competition with your friend is just wild. And I recently just experienced, something where I don't know if the person felt like they were in competition or what. When I first decided I wanted to do a podcast, I was like, you know what? I want to do me, another female, and a male. I think that would make a good podcast. And I had two people in mind who I thought would be really great, which we still can end up working together, or they still more than likely will be guests on this podcast for sure. However, as far as like co-hosting, I think we just all were just kind of too busy, our schedules and everything to really get the ball rolling on it. But I definitely wanted to push through. I was like, I want a podcast. I'm pushing through. So I had another friend in mind, and I was like, oh, she would be definitely, great. And we've had conversations. We talked about doing a podcast, and I would love to co-host podcast with her, but life be lifing, and we're both single mothers trying to get our shit together, take care of our kids, get our businesses in order and shit, and just get just life, we're just doing our life thing. And being that we're in different state, ended up, being in different states, that's something that's not really going to work out the way that I've envisioned or whatever. But like I said, we've had conversations about, oh yeah, we're going to do this thing, blah, blah, blah. And I don't know, there ended up being a conversation once I finally popped out with the Instagram page for the podcast, which was over, something to me that I felt was really, really petty. And it made me really kind of sit back and think, like, if we ain't in competition, why is this something that bothered you like this? Why is this something that you felt the need that you had to, she called herself, I guess, putting her foot down and telling me, oh, this is what it is. This is what I got to say. And ain't no debate or argument about it. And it's just like, I don't know. It's just really weird to me because I'm like, damn, like at the end of the day, we're friends. And, you would think that you would be, even if we cannot, because clearly to me, common fucking sense. Like anybody can see if they're in this situation and they understand, like, you got shit going on, you got shit going on. So common sense would be like, okay, well, right now we're not aligned to do this thing together. However, I'm not going to shit on you if you decide to move forward and keep it pushing with what you got going on. I'm not going to shit on you. And yes, we've had conversations. So any idea that we bounced off of each other, yes, I'm proud of you. Go ahead, do your thing. Because that shit is not stopping me from doing whatever the fuck I got to do. And we supposed to be moving in peace, right? So at the end of the day, once we align, we're able to get aligned, then we'll come back to it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I just feel like, and I'm kind of giving y'all bits and pieces. I'm not really giving y'all the full thing, but I just feel like, with this whole thing, with the JT situation, like, having friends that you gotta or they feel like they gotta compete with you talking about your vision or something that you want to do, they're clapping for you. But once you start to execute that shit, then it's a different thing, and I've had conversations with friends about this type of stuff. I've had friends in that type of situation where they're like, yeah, I've had people give me advice about shit, about, oh, you should do this because I can see this for you and I think you'd be really great at it, and I see you doing big things with, with the things you're trying to do. But then as soon as you start doing those things, then they ain't got no rap for you, or they falling back, they acting weird, they moving funny. So that's just some low vibrational shit. I don't want no parts of that, because all of my friends, I fuck with them, and I want all my friends to eat, and I want to surround myself with people who think like that. Like, yeah, all my friends, if you are fucking the one who gets a crazy bag and you are hella successful, then yes, I want to be around you, because I need to know what the fuck are you doing that I need to be doing, so that I can goddamn become successful and get that crazy bag too. And at the same time, I'm cheering you the fuck on your process. I'm not hating on it. I'm just goddamn being a student of the game, and I'm studying. You know what I'm saying? And I'm excited for my friends, and I'm cheering you on in the process. you know, because I know my time is next. That's motivating to me. Like to see my friends doing their thing, that shit is motivating as fuck. So I just can't really rock with motherfuckers who think that they gotta compete, and even like in even if you do compete in a healthy fucking way, you know what I'm saying? Like in a healthy way, to it's like, bitch, look, hey, who doing this? Who gonna do it first? Me or you? Me or you? Well, it don't even matter, because whoever do it first, you know, I eat, you eat type of thing. That's a healthy competition. But if you just really in your heart really hating on me for real, and you ain't really fucking with what the fuck I got going on, you ain't fucking with my campaign, then yeah, them type of friends, yeah, I'm straight. So yeah, JT clapped back on that low vibrational shit, as she should have. I mean, the shit's just weird. But anyways, moving on. Moving on. Speaking of about the podcast, speaking of the podcast, and you know, getting it started finally, I definitely want to give some people their flowers, and I feel like that's something that I want to do every podcast. I want to shout somebody out, give them their flowers if possible, because you know, we need to do these type of things. Show people we are appreciative of the things, and it'd be little shit for me. It'd be the little shit for me. So, like I said, I've talked about wanting to start a podcast, and you know, having my vision for it, and you know, wanting to do a couple of people co-hosting, and this, that, and the third. And I think like I think back in 2020 is when I was like, yeah, I want to start a podcast, and never got around to doing it. And it wasn't until the beginning of this year where I really was like, oh, I really want to do this shit. And that's because of my homeboy Rich. So I definitely want to give Rich his flowers, because Rich has always been, since I was in college. We've known each other since I was in college, and he's always, you know, been somebody that kind of like an older brother mentor to me. But he hit me up the beginning of the year because he wanted to do a podcast, and we are still going to get our shit going too. Rich, so if you listening, yeah, nigga, goddamn, we gonna get it together. You know, but everything's all about timing, of course. But yeah, he hit me up, you know, wanting to do a podcast, and you know, we've linked up a couple of times. We talked about it. I kind of got to be around him while he does New Music Mondays at Stankonia Studios, and just kind of be in that atmosphere. And that shit really, I have to say, definitely like lit a fire under me. Like, I need to get this podcast shit popping, like, cause this is something that I'm passionate about. I need to really be doing it. So shout out to you, Rich, because I wanted to do the podcast, but I feel like, you know, you hitting me up, and then us, you know, kind of having those conversations really lit the fire to really get this shit, to get the ball rolling. And so, you know, I definitely look forward to us starting to record our pod episodes as well. Who else I want to give some flowers to? I want to give flowers to the podcast that I be listening to, because I really started to become like a student of the game. Like, let me, you know, start really listening to podcasts that I feel like I kind of like the way that I would want to structure my podcast. These are the podcasts that I kind of relate to and I gravitate to, and they, you know, definitely inspire me every fucking time that I listen to them. Every time that I'm on Instagram and I see their IG stories or their posts on IG. You know, podcasts like Cocktails, Horrible Decisions, Good Moms, Bad Choices, We Talk Back, See the Thing Is, Guys Next Door. These are the podcasts that I really be tapping into like every week. Every week. Oh, No For Sure, definitely are podcasts that I'm faithfully listening to, you know, and just kind of like, you know, let me see what they doing, how they running the ball. Let me find out, you know, because I aspire and I'm inspired by them. So y'all make sure y'all go fucking listen to them, because they are great podcasts. But they definitely inspired me to get the ball rolling with this podcast shit. So I definitely want to shout those pods out, for sure. Man, it's a beautiful thing. Situations. I want to talk about some situations, y'all. As I just got done cleaning, the bathroom and the kitchen and the room today, on top of all of the other things, the plethora of things that I had to do today. It just made me really just appreciate a clean man. Like, I appreciate a man with great hygiene. I really do. Because I've ran into some that don't have great hygiene. I ran into some niggas who don't have great hygiene. Have you ever went and kicked it at someone's house with the intentions of having sex? But when you got there, you noticed that their hygiene was just not up to par. I'm pretty sure there's more people than not that this has happened to. So, it definitely has happened to me. And this was a while ago. I remember this one particular guy. And when I used to work at this lounge, he invited me over to his house for he was like, yeah, I'm gonna cook you some food. I'm gonna cook you something to eat before you go to work, because I had to work at the lounge that night. And I was like, shit, bitch ain't turning down no meal. I ain't turning down no meal. I'm just playing. I will turn down the meal. Yeah, I will, but I wasn't turning down that one. I was like, shit, I'm about to eat before work. Hell yeah! So go over to the guy's house, and when I get there, he has food and everything on the table already set and all that, and I'm like, okay, cool, let me go wash my hands. So I go into the bathroom, and when I go in the bathroom, when I go into the bathroom, he has like dried up, like it was like dried up washcloth on where the towels are supposed to be. So no towels on the little towel rack. It was a dried up washcloth, and it smelled very strongly of mildew. That's one smell I can't goddamn stand. It's a damn mildew smell. And the rag smelled like mildew. The bathroom smelled very strongly like mildew. And so I was turned off. And I didn't even really eat the food, because I was like, well, I don't know, how do you wash your dishes? Like, I don't know if you use mildew rags to wash your that mildew shit. I don't. That shit is. I hate that smell. It's gross. So I just kind of moved my food around the plate a little bit. And was like, yeah, I'm full, and I was ready to go. And so he's trying to do what guys try to do. That's trying to fucking, trying to fuck with a bitch. So he's like trying to let me give me a hug, and trying to kiss on my neck and shit. And he starts trying to lick on my neck. And so when he does that, I could smell the spit, like his spit. It was really strong. It stunk. The shit was, oh my gosh. Ugh, I was so turned off. And I was like, oh, I gotta go. I gotta go to work. I'm gonna be late, even though I did not need to be to work for I think probably another hour or so. But I was like, oh, I got to go. Ugh. And I ghosted that nigga. I ain't going with you. That was it. I was like, yeah, I'm straight, bruh. I'm straight. So has that ever happened to any of y'all? Have you ever just you had the intention oh, I'm fucking this person. So you got it in your mind yeah, oh yeah, I'm definitely going over and I'm smashing. But then when you get there, you're like, oh hell no, this ain't going down. So my intentions weren't to have sex, of course. Like I said, I had to go to work. So it was more of a dating fail. But how many of y'all have had sex fails? Which leads me into wanting to talk about my book, which is it's a book of short stories about sex fails. It's called Welp, That Did Not End Well. And it is available on Amazon, so y'all make sure y'all go cop that. Go get it, go get it, go get it, go get it. Just short stories about different sex fails. Some of them, based on true stories, things that have happened to me, things that, my friends have told me about. And some shit I just kind of made up, I used my imagination and just made some shit up. So get the book and try to figure out what the fuck is true and what the fuck you think I made up. It's a really good book. It's a really good book. I actually want to read one of the stories in the book. So let me see which story I want to read. All right, so I found which one I want to read. Okay, so I'm going to read this one out of the book, and it's called Plugged In. All right. I consider myself a very sexual being. I love sex. No, I'm not a sex addict or anything like that. But when I want it, I'm going to get it. If I like a guy and want to fuck him, that's my choice. I don't care anything about what society deems a hoe, freak, or woman with so-called no values. It's my birthright to experience and enjoy pleasure. I have agency over my body. Fuck society. If I meet a man for the first time and I'm physically attracted to him and decide to fuck on the first encounter, then shit, that's what I'm going to do. That's exactly what I did when I met Todd. I was treating myself to some of my favorite yogurt from my favorite frozen yogurt spot. Todd was in line behind me, and I called myself being cute by accidentally dropping the napkins off on the counter onto the floor. I said, oops, and made sure to poke my booty out as I picked them up. Todd started smiling at my corny attempt to flirt when the cashier rang up my frozen yogurt and said, put her order with mine. I got it. Mission accomplished, as I smiled and said thank you and went outside to sit at one of the tables on the patio. He followed me outside and stood in front of my table. Damn, baby girl, you just gonna take off like that? I can't even get your name? He looked at the empty seat next to me while waiting on my response. My bad. My name is Mari. Please have a seat. He put his hand out, and as I shook it, he sat down and said, my name is Todd. Nice to meet you, Mari. We were in our frozen yogurt spot for about an hour before we decided to link up later that night. Of course we fucked when we linked later that night. Hell, I wanted to take him in the bathroom at the frozen yogurt spot. 3 months later, and he is still my favorite fuck buddy. We be getting nasty. I just wish that he didn't have reservations about fucking on my period. But that was a hard no for him. Which sucked because I'm always super horny on my period and I don't mind throwing a towel down, but he is not going for it. It had been 2 weeks since the last time Todd and I had sex. He was busy working, taking loads from city to city on his truck, and by the time he got back, I was on my period. So I had to wait to get that dick. Fuck. I was fiending and decided to hit him on the last day of my period. I mean, I couldn't wait any longer. Besides, my period is non-existent on the last day anyway. I just spot very little, and I figured he wouldn't notice anyway how much I'd be getting wet for him. I texted him, hey, sexy, I'm ready for you to be inside of me. I need to see you tonight. He responded, I can't wait to see you tonight, baby. I'll be there after my brother's kickback. I tossed my phone on the bed and shrieked with excitement. I'm going to get some dick tonight. I'm going to get some dick tonight. I sang. I went and ran some bath water and threw in a bath bomb. By the time I finished bathing and pampering myself, Todd texted me and said that he was on his way. I put on something sexy and poured some wine while I waited for Todd. Once he finally arrived, I handed him a glass of wine, grabbed his hand, and led him back to my room. I took off his shirt and told him to lay down on his stomach. I straddled his back and poured some of my cocoa butter cashmere massage oil on his back. Damn, girl, that feels so good. I've been needing your hands on me. Todd was moaning, telling me how good my hands felt. I told him to turn around so that I could take his pants off. When I pulled his boxes off, his dick popped out like a jack in a box. I started massaging his dick with my massage oil and rubbing on his balls. He propped his legs and gave me that "you already know what I want" look. I swallowed his dick and licked his balls until I got to his gooch. Yes, baby, you know I love that shit. When he talked nasty to me, it just turned me up and made me lick and suck all on his gooch. I stuck my tongue in his ass and he moaned even louder. My bad. I stuck my tongue in his ass and he moaned even louder. Baby, your dick is rock hard. I'm about to sit on it. He grabbed my arms and pulled me up to his face so that he could kiss me. He picked me up and sat me on his face. Before you ride this dick, you need to ride this face. He sucked and licked on my pussy for 5 minutes straight. The boy was latched on, but I was ready to ride, so I pushed his head back and sat reverse cowgirl on his rock hard dick. I decided to squat him, so Todd had to slide it in for me. He slid it in, but all of a sudden he stopped and said, "Hold up." Then quickly put me on my back and put my legs behind my head. I thought, damn, you trying to get in them guts. This bitch. He slid in and then all of a sudden he stopped again. "What the fuck, Maury?" He yelled as he jumped up off the bed and started putting on his clothes. "Wait, what's wrong? Why are you putting your clothes on?" I was so confused. He looked so pissed off and I was not understanding what just happened. "Todd, what's the problem? Why are you leaving?" By the time I could get to the top of the steps, he already had the door open. He looked back at me, and if looks could kill, my ass would have been dead on arrival. Then he shouted, "My dick kept hitting your period cup when I was trying to slide in. You let me eat your pussy too. You foul as fuck for that." He slammed the door behind him, and all the blood drained from my head. I felt like I was about to pass out. I ran into the bathroom cussing under my breath, "Fuck, fuck, 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 fuck." I know damn well I didn't forget to take this menstrual cup out yesterday. I got in the bathroom, stuck my fingers in my vagina, and pulled out my period cup. Fuck! How the fuck did I forget it was in there? There was barely any blood in the cup because I barely bleed on my last day, but this thing was inside of me for a whole day. Todd knew I used the cup because I told him before, so he must have felt it when he was trying to stick his dick inside of me. Damn, I fucked up. Because I know period sex is a hard no for him. As many times as I tried to beg him to try it, how many times I've explained that I don't even bleed on the last day, he was adamant about that being a line he was not going to cross. I turned on the shower, stepped inside, and said, "Shit, there goes the best fuck buddy I ever had." It's a lot to unpack with that story. That's wild, so obviously this chick likes to fuck on her period. And for a lot of people, that's a hard no. So in this story, that was a hard no for Todd. But she hadn't seen the nigga in a minute. So, ladies, when we be on our periods, most of us, we be horny as hell. And instead of just waiting one fucking day, this bitch had to have some dick. She had to have some dick immediately. So she tried to play him. Oh, he ain't gonna know. I be spotting. And that goes back to, maybe having sex with somebody or intentions of having sex with somebody and their hygiene's not up to par. It's not up to your standard. Like she didn't know she had the fucking period cup in her pussy for a whole day. And got so caught up in wanting to fuck so much that she didn't even know. She didn't even put two and two together that this is why the nigga's mad. Because you on your period while we're fucking. Like you knew, like you going into it, you knew that you was bleeding, spotting. But you wanted the dick so bad. You wanted the dick so bad that even when a nigga was like, "What the fuck?" you couldn't even put the two and two together. Like, damn, he figured it out. He must have found out I'm bleeding. He had to tell your ass, like, my dick hit your menstrual cup. Mm. So those are the type of stories that are in my Sex Fails book, Welp, That Did Not End Well, available on Amazon. So make sure that y'all go get it. And that's volume 1. I'm coming out with volume 2, so I'm working on that. But if you have situations like this that you want to talk about, or you want to bring up a topic like that, or even if you want to be included in my volume two of the book, or if it's just something you want me to talk about on the podcast, then definitely hit me in the DMs on the podcast page, rated M underscore, cause we MF grown on Instagram. Slide on my DMs, and I will definitely read your situations if you want some advice on it, or just some shit you just want me to talk about. Slide on my DMs, and we'll definitely get that going. Woo! Yeah. Them stories get kinky. They do get kinky, and that's definitely the book is a great read. Like, I promise you, it's real short to the point. So you the type of person like, I ain't trying to read no big ass novels. Nah, you ain't get none of that. Just a couple of short stories. Interesting. All sex fails though. But one person's sex fail might be somebody else's kink. So, Mari's sex fail, she might run into another nigga. Typically, usually are Virgo men. Them Virgo men, nasty. Y'all Virgo men, I be hearing about y'all. Y'all be running red lights, boy. Fuck them on their period, lick them on their period. Y'all don't be giving a fuck. But like I said, one person's sex fail might be another person's kink. And I ain't knocking nobody for their shit. Do you, boo? Just make sure that if it's somebody's hard no, respect it. And go find somebody who's into the shit you into. But that was the thing with Todd. That was a hard no for him. He was not trying to fuck a bitch on her period. And she tried him. But anyways, so after talking about all the toxic, low vibrational, the sexual stuff, all of the fuckery, I want to leave off on a positive note before ending the podcast with a spiritual download.
I take a deep breath and I say, no nigga gon' stress me today. And I woosah. Yeah, I woosah.
So let me just, like I said, I got my candles lit. I got my incense right here. And I just want to breathe in, breathe out. Inhale. Exhale. And my spiritual download for this week is you cannot pour from an empty cup. Give yourself grace and show others the grace you want shown to you. We are dealing with so much nowadays, trying to juggle parenting, doing that in a healthy way, holding on to friendships that we have, trying to make sure that those friendships are healthy, trying to maintain a healthy dating life, all while we're trying to figure ourselves out. So make sure that you pour into yourself. Make sure that you tap into yourself. Self-love, self-care is very, very important. You can't be a great mom, great dad. You can't be a great friend. You can't be a great lover if your cup is empty. How you gonna do that? How can I pour into somebody else when I ain't got shit in my cup to pour? So y'all take care of yourselves. Love on yourselves. Be your peace. You got to be your own peace before you can be anybody else's peace. Be your peace, man. Be your peace. And on that note, make sure you follow the podcast on IG, rated M _ cause we motherfucking grown. I'm sorry, rated rated M _ cause we MF grown on Instagram. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Stay tuned for the YouTube channel. We got big things in store for the podcast. I'm super excited. I appreciate y'all for tuning in, and I will see y'all next week. Bye.